From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily for Wednesday, March 18th. It's another really chilly start outside. It could have some light snow showers this morning, partly cloudy skies, but hey, we are going to warm up a little bit this afternoon. Nothing crazy, but we're going to get to a high of around 47 degrees, so that is much better than where we have been, and we're going to keep warming up over the next few days.
Central Indiana. Wish TV is now live on YouTube TV and Hulu Live, offering more hours of local programming than any other station. Search for Wish TV or look for CW8 on both YouTube TV and Hulu Live to find us. Watch local news, sports, and lifestyle shows live from Wish TV. You can still catch Wish TV free over the air or stream it live on wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile apps. Wish TV, available in more places for the latest news, weather, and sports.
Happening today, the Metropolitan Development Commission is set to vote on a proposed data center in Decatur Township. The plan for the center along Canby Road near Kentucky Avenue has sparked opposition from people who say they are worried about pollution and rising energy costs. The data center's developer, Sabi, says their proposal is a smaller alternative to larger data centers from Google and Meta. The company also says it will pay all of the energy costs from the center. The Metropolitan Development Commission is set to meet at 1 this afternoon at the City County building. Investigators in Shelby County say 11 men are under arrest after a large-scale sting operation targeting child predators. News 8's Kat Sandoval spoke to the prosecutor about how the operation came together.
More than 75 police and agents were involved in this investigation. Undercover officers chatted with suspects who believe they were interacting with children. Most of the suspects traveled to Shelbyville with the expectation of engaging in sexual activity. These are the 10 of the 11 men that have been arrested. Their age ranges from 25 to the oldest being 73 years old. Despite the success of the operation, Shelby County prosecuting attorney thinks this is just scraping the surface. He says there are many more predators online.
Just think about how many of those conversations took place and meetings took place that we were not a part of. It's scary. You never know who is out there, and obviously there have been a number of cases where children meet somebody and they turn out really bad.
Police say attorney James Klimek, who practices securities law and served as a former chief counsel to the Indiana Securities Commissioner, sent explicit photos to a girl he believed was 15 years old and enticed her to meet him.
There's nothing about a given profession or anything that makes you immune from, entering this area.
Police say as a result of the investigation, an infant just a year old was identified and rescued from sexual abuse at the hands of 27-year-old John Michael Altman.
That child is no longer being molested, and we found evidence of that in his phone.
The recent disappearance and death of Haley Busby has spotlighted online child predators, and Landwerlin is urging parents to be vigilant.
Parents need to look at their children's online chat activities. There are so many times that could have prevented really negative outcomes.
If you suspect human trafficking or sexual exploitation, police are urging you to report it immediately by calling your local police department or 911. I'm Kat Sandoval for Wish TV, wishtv.com.
The NCAA men's tournament is here, and Purdue is getting ready for its Friday first-round game against Queen's University. Leading the way for the Boilermakers is star point guard Braden Smith. Angela Morian sat down with his family to talk about what they hope will be a championship ending to his college career.
It's been nothing short of spectacular. I mean, it has been one of the biggest blessings in our life.
The ride of a lifetime. Purdue All-American Braden Smith has shot and stole and passed his way into the hearts of Boilermaker fans for the last 4 years, but his life didn't start out that way.
He wanted nothing to do with basketball. So for both of us, like being a college basketball player, loving the game, it was like, man, what do? We moved back to Indiana, and he came to us and was like, hey, I want to start playing basketball. So we're like, thank goodness.
Once Smith hit middle school, you could tell he was on a whole other level.
He would make a pass and you'd be like, how did he see that? Or, where did that come from? And that just became more and more prevalent in what he was doing.
That certainly didn't stop when he got here to Westfield High School. Smith was named Indiana's Mr. Basketball and still holds the Rock's records for most points and assists. Despite all of that success, it still took until late April of his junior year to get a call from a Power 4 school. It was Purdue, and Smith's decision was made instantly.
I think in his mind, he was like, this is my shot. Like, I could win a national championship there. We wanted him to understand, like, are you willing to go somewhere and sit on a bench? His response was classic. He was like, why would I sit on the bench? He had some resolve about him. Like, he was like, I'm going to go to Purdue and I'm going to start. And I'm like, okay, bud.
That's exactly what he did. And he's started every game since.
This has been unbelievable. Just, the coaching staff, the fans, the players. I don't know if I could have scripted this.
I tell Braden all the time, like, thanks for taking us on this journey with you, right? Because that's kind of what he's done. He has allowed us to be a part of something special.
What's the coolest part about having Braden Smith as your older brother?
Knowing that I need to be better than he is, I'd say. He comes home, we go to the gym, we play one-on-one trying to beat him. He wouldn't let me win. If it comes down to anything, it could be $1 on the line, he's still not letting me win, so he's very competitive.
The competitive fire has fueled him to be just 2 assists away from breaking the NCAA's all-time record.
Seeing your son's name as number one is going to be, it's awesome, right? And the way he did it, Braden is so unselfish. He just wants to win. And if he's got to go out and score 25 to win, he'll do it. But he loves seeing his teammates be successful.
What probably makes us the proudest is, he's just a kid who has been overlooked, right? Because he's, his metrics don't meet whatever. He's not passing any eye test, right? It's a testament to what hard work, what resiliency, a grittiness can get you.
Perhaps even that elusive national championship. Angela Morian, Wish TV and WishTV.com.
Be sure to join us tonight at 6:30 right here on Wish TV for All Access Indy Madness. The 30-minute special will get you ready for the big dance with exclusive interviews and great stories that you will not want to miss. And don't forget, you have to fill out your bracket by tomorrow at noon. I still need to do it, and I don't know anything about what I'm going to pick. Okay, there was big dance action at the first 4 in Dayton last night. North Carolina State had tied Texas late in the second half, but Trayvon Mark hit the pull-up jumper with just 1 second left. The Longhorns knocked off the Wolfpack 68-66. Texas will be the number 11 seed in the West region. Also in Dayton, Howard University moves on to the round of 64 with an 86-83 win over UMBC. It's the first NCAA men's tournament win in the school's history for the Bison. They will be the number 16 seed in the Midwest to take on the top seed, Michigan, tomorrow. Here in Indiana, Governor Mike Braun says the state will set aside $1 billion in taxpayer money to give to life science companies over the next 10 years. As News 8's government reporter, Garrett Berquist, tells us, the governor says his plan will bring jobs to the state.
The incentives the state is putting on the table are not new, but they represent about 1/3 of the Indiana Economic Development Corporation's total incentive power. The governor says he wants to build on Indiana's life sciences sector.
This is the first time we're designating it towards a particular part of our economy because this region has stepped up to do the things we want them to do to make sure we're going to put this kind of commitment behind it.
The plan sets aside $1 billion in performance incentives over 10 years, specifically for industries such as animal health, biotechnology, or human therapeutics. Companies including Eli Lilly, Elanco, and Roche say they plan to participate. So do Purdue and IU. To claim the credits, companies will have to create jobs that make at least 125% of a county's average wage. The governor and his team say that's the same standard companies already have to meet.
So as the new businesses come in or businesses expand here, we're going to hold that as a guideline and make sure they're performing against that in terms of the jobs that they're creating. And they won't get those incentives unless those jobs do get created.
The Indiana Economic Development Corporation divides the state into 15 economic regions. Braun says the Central Indiana Regional Development Authority will coordinate the effort in the Indy metro area. Fishers Mayor Scott Fadness chairs the group.
What this does is it gives us a story. It gives us alignment, right? If you think about it, before, as Secretary Adams said, if we were being reactionary, now we can be proactive. When we're out identifying what are those companies that are not in the ecosystem today, when we call on them, we have a story to tell.
Braun says the state will target high-paying jobs in the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM fields. But he says this will fuel non-STEM job growth as well.
So when you talk about those kinds of jobs that don't need a STEM degree, there are more of them that generally come along with anything that even needs a lot of STEM degrees. It's going to be balanced going forward.
And the governor says we can expect economic development strategies from the other regions of the state in the near future. At the State House, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
Now to the conflict in Iran. The Iranian military has launched a new wave of ballistic missiles into Israel after the death of a top Iranian official. Israel first announced the death of Iran's top security official, then Iran confirmed the death last night. This comes as a top Trump-appointed U.S. intelligence official resigned, saying he could not, in good conscience, support the ongoing war in Iran. Shipping disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz are a growing issue, too, and are impacting oil. Experts say the already high gas prices will likely get worse.
Higher demand, summer blend gasoline, and rising crude oil prices. So that means spring and summer are going to be your highest times for gas prices.
Here's a closer look at those gas prices this morning. AAA says the national average for a gallon of gas is now $3.84. Here in Indiana, AAA says the statewide average is now $3.79 a gallon. That's up 12 cents from yesterday. In Indianapolis, a gallon costs $3.81, up 9 cents from yesterday. Diesel clocks in at $4.94 a gallon. That's up 1 cent since yesterday, too. The Indianapolis International Airport used St. Patrick's Day to announce another flight to Ireland. The airport says the Irish carrier Aer Lingus is adding a 5th weekly flight from Indy to Dublin starting on April 16th. The airport says they are adding the flight because of demand. Aer Lingus first began offering 4 nonstop flights a week in Dublin in May of last year. A Hoosier will be leading the field of 33 at the Indy 500 in just 67 days. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway says that IU football coach Kurt Signetti will drive the pace car. IndyCar and IMS president Doug Bowles says that Signetti and the Cream and Crimson inspired the state, so he is the perfect choice. The U.S. falls again in a World Baseball Classic final. In the top of the 9th, Venezuela drives a go-ahead run with a double. The hit sent the largely pro-Venezuelan crowd in Miami into a frenzy. Then Venezuela closed out the game in the bottom of the 9th to beat the U.S. 3-2 and take the World Baseball Classic title. U.S. also fell to Japan at the last WBC final in 2023. At Madison Square Garden, the Pacers' losing streak is now at 14 games. The Knicks pulled away last night for a 136-110 victory. Pacers are back in action at Gainbridge Fieldhouse tonight to take on the Portland Trail Blazers. Tip-off is at 7:30. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.